What's up? So I have been filming off and on my past few weeks, I guess, since I've come to Florida. So I made 2 vlogs, Genesis and The Journey, and those were my 2 vlogs for coming to Florida. And now I've been here for about 3 weeks, and I had some family stay with me off and on for the first week, and for the past few days I've been by myself. And a lot of what I've been up to is just getting settled. But something cool that I've been doing is checking out vans. So I toured about 6 vans, I think, and I think I drove most of them, and I toured 1 bus.
Yeah, no, for like the solar.
Too. And so I took some footage of that. And that was an interesting experience because I was using Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace to find vans. And while my mom was here, she came with me for all except one, which she left. It was the day that she left. I went to see a van. But the other vans that I looked at, the first couple of vans I looked at were mostly pretty junky. And they were old, but that doesn't mean they're bad, but they just weren't quality, and I didn't pursue them further. But the last van that I looked at was a 1997 Chevy Gladiator, and I thought it seemed pretty nice. It was the first one I was going by myself. I thought it seemed pretty nice, so it actually worked out that the mechanic that I knew was free, and they could take it to the garage, so I had it looked at. And that was an interesting experience because I was getting my car fixed already, my Prius, and then I got the guy brought the van who was selling it. He brought the van to the mechanic, and I paid the mechanic like $40 to take a look at it. And the mechanic was like, "No, you don't want to buy this van. This is bad." Like, the guy sprayed tire shine all over the engine and even in the interior to make everything just look better. But I don't know why he would do that, because a mechanic could tell if it's good or not, no matter if you make it look shiny. I may not be able to tell, but that's why I took it to a mechanic. So that kind of halted my process, because at the same time I was talking to my dad, and he let me know that he has a minivan that he could give me. So I kind of switched gears and started thinking more about a more accessible option for me right now, which is this minivan. So I'm in Florida, my dad's in New Jersey. He said he would bring it down to me, like drive it down for me, and then get a few things fixed, and then I could actually get on the road a lot sooner. So I'm looking at that process now. So looking at more like van builds for minivans. So I switched gears from going full on van right away, like an actual work van kind of thing, to starting off a little bit smaller, a little bit slower, and working my way up, which was my plan for road trips as well. I really want to do a Florida road trip first, and then reassess, and then go back home to Philadelphia, and then reassess, and then have my major kind of big road trip. I'll be more ready for it and have more things that I've figured out, and have that beat Colorado. And then one of my goals in Colorado is to complete the Colorado Trail, and I want to do that this summer. So I think that's like everything I need to update you on before I start the vlog. So this vlog was pretty much the beginning of January till now, which is mid-January. been quite the day. In conventional terms, lots of things happened. And I felt like right now at like 8:30 p.m. it would be the perfect kind of completion to my day to reflect on it. So I made plans yesterday after seeing a van for them to meet me at a mechanic shop for the mechanics to look at it and see if it's a good van or not. When I test drove the van yesterday, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I really know nothing, but it was clean. It started well. It felt good to drive it. I only drove it in the parking lot, but it felt good to drive it. And then I made plans to have them come to my garage. I was already going to be there getting my current car, my Prius, checked. So I kind of like went to bed. I had to like set an early alarm at like 6:30, which of course I wake up like 1 minute before and always turn it off like 1 minute before. But I kind of woke up like kind of nervous because I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I don't want to feel pressured to buy this van. And I also don't want to be upset that like someone else is going to buy it because I didn't move fast enough. But I really just took whatever time I had in the morning to be calm, silent, present, and still with God. And I left the house feeling good, feeling solid, and feeling kind of just like rooted. Like I wasn't too excited, but I wasn't super nervous. So I drove down to the garage and dropped my car off, and kind of was a weird vibe. It was like 8 a.m. at this garage. It was just opening and I'd never been there before. I didn't know anyone. But I pulled my car in and then I went and got my computer out, and after doing some journaling, because it was so beautiful out, I was just sitting outside journaling. I pulled up my computer and finished working on this video that I was editing and uploaded it. And then by that time my car was done, and then a few minutes later Pepe showed up with the van, and Pepe gets out, they take the van. Pepe's like kind of speaking weird mumbles about something being wrong with the caliber on the wheel. I don't even know if that's right, but on the tires, something wrong with the caliber. And it already kind of seemed a little like, all right, this is maybe not a good idea. But they checked out the van, and Pepe's kind of puttering around, you know, kind of bothering me. He's the one that's trying to sell the van and saying how great the van is and stuff like that. And then about like 3/4 of the way through them checking the van out, I kind of broke away from Pepe, and he was, you know, walking down the street. And I was like, how's it going, to the mechanic? And he was like, this is not a good van. And I was like, oh, okay, live and learn, good to know. That's like all I could say, like, because I wasn't gonna buy it, but I, you know, didn't anticipate it being like, no, it's bad. And so I was just like, okay, yeah, okay, thank you, like, that's good to know, and live and learn and stuff like that. And so when Pepe came back, and after they told me all the things wrong with the van, like there was a whole list of things wrong with the van, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy this van. And he was like, okay, well, you should go like listen to what's wrong, like what they said, because you paid for it. And I was like, they already told me, because there was like so much wrong with it. And Pepe didn't say anything about that at all. It was like more than $2,000 worth of work that they would have to do or something. So I think Pepe felt a little bit like embarrassed, like I exposed him. They said that he sprayed tire shine all over everything, including the inside, including the underneath, like, and they said that's basically just like taking Vaseline and like rubbing it all over the engine. I don't know fully what that means, but it doesn't sound good. But I made some cool connections there. So like the guys at the mechanic store were really cool. and they were really excited about my journey, and they were giving me a lot of like practical tips and stuff, including like getting a handgun, stuff like that. But I felt really empowered with them. Like they felt like they were in my corner. And so from there, I knew that I wanted to go hiking, or go to a park. So I was going to go to this park south of where I was, like an hour and 15 minutes south. But then I decided something didn't feel right, and I wanted to find a park that was closer, because there was a case of pum fu, which is pumpkin seed tofu, sitting in the Nature's Food Patch in Dunedin, which was north of me just a little bit. So I figured, why didn't I find like a good place to hike that's north, near Dunedin, so I can pick up my pum fu. So I called my mom, I let her know what's up, you know, like I updated her on everything, and I'm feeling good. And then like we hang up, and I'm just, you know, I think I was like 10 minutes from the park, and I was behind this truck, and they were going like, they started to slow down. And so like my immediate kind of response is like, move over and go around them, because they were like slowing down. And I was like, okay. So I just moved over, and then I started to speed up, and then I realized that the right turn lane was ending. So I started to speed up more, and then I saw these lights flashing, and I was like, oh, it's an emergency vehicle, I must get out of the way. So I sped up more so that they could, because I was in the middle of the intersection, and then all of a sudden they're behind me, so I pulled over because I was like, oh, they gotta get past me so they can go save somebody. Turns out they were pulling me over. So I got pulled over, and I was like, like, I tried to explain, like, you know, the series of events that caused me to be going over the speed limit. So I was going 46 and a 35, but I was really only going 46 when I was just in that 5-second span where I was trying to pass the person before the lane ended. And then I also thought an emergency vehicle was trying to get around me. And so I tried to explain this to him. He was basically just like, I'm listening. Yeah, that's not a good excuse. And I'm like, sir, I'm wearing my worrying is preposterous sweatshirt. I'm like, sir, like I'm a responsible person. Since I kept saying sincerely, I'm a responsible person. Like I wouldn't speed or something like that, blah, blah, blah. But he was like, no, you know, I'm going to give you this ticket. And I was like, all right, dope. So I received the ticket, $166 of a ticket for 5 seconds of speeding. And I like started to head towards the park, and then I saw like the sign that said like park fee, and I got like really upset because I was like feeling like weighed down by money, because I just found out that my car needed to get work done on it, and I was just like weighed down by like this like feeling of like, oh, like money's getting taken away from me. So I pulled over, I cried, I called my sister, and I said, you know what, like, you know, I explained what happened to her, and I started to feel a little better. And I was like, you know, I'm so lucky. I'm literally driving to an island right now to go explore. So I said, I'm just gonna carry that, like, or let that energy carry me. So I went to the park, like I, you know, pulled through, and it was actually like, I thought it was $8 to get in, but it was $4, and which is not even a big change, but it just kind of shows like all my assumptions were coming crashing down when I just gave into this positivity. So I gave into the positivity, went to this park, and had like such a blissful experience just walking around. It was literally like I kept feeling like I was stranded on a desert island, but then I would see people and I'd be like I just kept like having this game, like I was like a child playing this game, like, oh, I'm on a desert island. And I was walking and playing with the birds and watching these fish like flop out of the water, like they were literally like these big fish were flopping out of the little mangroves that were everywhere. And like on my walk, I just pondered like beauty and the perception of bad things, basically, like how like kind of breaking down why I considered getting pulled over and getting a ticket was a bad thing, when really, like, when I broke it down, I realized I had the power to frame what happened. And so I basically, you know, in the moments I wasn't just being present, I was reframing what happened as far as losing $166, feeling kind of embarrassed, and then like feeling really mad that like a police officer would be so kind of like brick wall like and robotic, and feeling also sad about him as well, like that's his part of his existence, is just, you know, kind of be a brick wall and not really you know, empathize with people. And so I basically just reframed everything, and I said, hey, you know, these expenses came into my life today to show me that I'm really leveling up in this world, and that, you know, I'm getting bigger. And so if I'm going to get bigger, you know, expenses like that aren't going to bother me anymore, because I'm going to have the means to take care of them without an issue. So I reframed the money thing. I prayed for the police officer, and I let the like sadness and like crying and embarrassment I allowed it to contrast the beauty of the island. So it made the island more beautiful, my experience on there more beautiful, because I just contrasted it with something that felt dark. So I allowed it to like uplift the rest of my day, kind of like turning up the contrast. I'm like, whoa, really, like, I'm so blessed. So I took my time to do that, and really kept coming back to those philosophies that I built up later in my day, because more things happened. Like, I did DoorDash, and it was a rainy, kind of crazy night with people pulling out everywhere, and, you know, no parking spots, and, you know, like, just a bunch of stuff like that comes with DoorDash. It's very like distracting sometimes, and frustrating. And so something I've been practicing is doing this movement 3 times, and it just brings me back to a grounded state, like ground zero, like boom, this moment, after the 3rd time, this moment is my birth, basically, like I'm being born again, but like not in that kind of way that you'd probably assume like about with Christianity and everything, but just using this present moment. Maybe it is the same thing as what a lot of Christians talk about, being born again, choosing this moment as my mile zero and saying, this is the where I start again, just coming back to that. And I think there's so much power in being able to recalibrate in any moment, because you can have anything happen and you can still come back and start again, no matter what. Even if it takes every second, you go back to the way you were, and then you bring it back, and then a second later you're back in the way you were, and then you bring it back to presence. Even if it's like 1 second on, 1 second off, if you can still come back, you can really that's when you can accomplish anything you want. So yes, it was a challenging day. Yes, it was a very rich and contrasted day, but my enjoyment of it was so light and easy, because I allowed myself to continuously come back to a mile zero state of mind where this is the beginning, and allowed me to reframe anything that happened in the past, and come back and feel relaxed. And, you know, I'm definitely tired. It's, you know, later at night, but I'm so proud of the world's energy for allowing me to have that experience. And what I mean by that is, like, it's not just like, oh, I'm so proud of myself, but there was the right frequency for me to have that experience and that consciousness today. So I feel extremely grateful and blessed to carry this experience. Something that has been really hitting me hard in a good way is when I ponder that I am the universe experiencing itself. So whatever that means to you, I'll allow you to, experience that message however that comes up for you. but we are the universe experiencing itself, and you can continuously come back to the mile zero and start again with whatever you want to include, whether it includes the past or whether it includes none of the past. You can fully come to this present moment with whatever you choose. And with that, you will accomplish anything you want. So I woke up around 6:30 and I journaled my dream. That's always my first thing I do in the morning after I wake up. I always write down as much as I can remember from my dream, because I do typically, like 95% of the time, have a dream that I can remember fully. So I've been starting this practice where I write down the dream, and I'm gonna see how it goes over the course of a couple weeks. After that, I brush my teeth and use my tongue scraper. That's been really important to me lately. It's a metal tongue scraper, because when you wake up, you do have a lot of extra mucus on your tongue, and to get it out really is a really great way to cleanse. So I have to leave the house in about an hour. I'm making a video for someone at a local farmer's market, but I'm gonna do some yoga, stretch, release my back because I haven't gone to the chiropractor in a while. So I'm feeling kind of crunched. I'm gonna do some really nice, gentle stretching yoga, and then I'll get ready to leave. Wow, that yoga practice was exactly what I needed. So I'm gonna get ready, make a smoothie. I'm really craving grapefruit right now, so I'm just gonna go after it. Okay, so I'm all ready. I have to make a smoothie and then leave in like a little over 5 minutes. So time is of the essence. Greetings from downtown St. Pete. I'm at the pier right now. I finished up doing my filming for the organic farm at the market about like an hour ago. And I was feeling like the market's energy was like a little too much for me. And so I started, when I finished filming, I left the market, ripped off my mask, and re-emerged into the land of the living. And like a few minutes after I left the market, I saw this girl pulling on in her van, and she got out, and I was like, I just walked right up because I've just gotten so confident in knowing what's right, I guess, and what feels authentic, and I knew I had to connect with her, so I just walked right up, and we talked for such a beautiful amount of time. It was just so precious. And she gave me her love letter, which is like a little business card like thing, but it really has the intention to be a love letter. You are loved just for being who you are, just for existing. You don't have to earn it. No one can take this divine love away from you, because love is what you are. So I'll leave her channel in the link below because she actually has a YouTube channel. So hopefully I get to see her again soon before she leaves the area. And after that, I called my mom just to share that gorgeous energy with her. And then I saw this dog lounging on the marina in the sunlight on this big dog bed. And I was invited to come say hi to Maggie May. And so I got to hang out with Maggie May and John for a little while. So anyone who's wondering about being lonely, really the loneliness only comes as a choice if you want that. If I want to be alone, I can be alone, definitely. But the loneliness doesn't need to happen, because if you open yourself up and have an intention to connect, you'll feel it and you'll see who you want to connect with. So I was given Megan, Maggie Ray, and John to connect with in the past hour. And now I'm choosing to be in kind of more of a remote spot where nobody's really around me. And that's all my choice. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and let you know that my day is progressing, and I'll see you in the next thing I film. It's kind of hard to see this bird, but this is an anhinga right there. And they swim around the water most of the day, and then whenever they want to go dry their wings, they hop up on something. He's on a little buoy, and they spread out their wings and dry them. They're my favorite bird. And I was just here meditating with my eyes closed and thanking God for the blessings of the day so far. And when I emerged and just opened my eyes, he was right in my line of sight. Another blessing. Just finished up some DoorDash. I'm really proud of myself for getting it done. So I'm making a quesadilla kind of thing with a little bit of sweet potato, black beans, brown rice, this chili lime jackfruit I got at the natural food store, and then vegan cheese. It's really loaded because I'm really hungry. So trying to keep it mostly natural. I did use a little bit of vegan cheese, but I feel good about it. So I'm also watching my friend Megan that I met today on YouTube, and I'm checking out her YouTube channel. Okay, dude, this is a loaded quesadilla. I don't know how I'm gonna eat it, but I know it's gonna be good. This is so good. I had to tuck in my shirt because I'm not wearing a bra, and it's so windy that it's like blowing my shirt up. Fun fact. So real quick, I just wanted to talk about this shirt that I'm wearing. So I actually hand painted it, but it has a real deep meaning behind it for me. So there's a documentary that I love called Man on Wire, and it explains the story of Philippe Petit, who tightrope walked across the Twin Towers. And something that really struck me about his process to realizing his dreams was that before he even did it, he was in New York City and he bought a postcard of the Twin Towers and drew a line across the two with a pen. So I wanted to wear this shirt around to show that you can turn your dreams into reality. I'm still waiting for somebody to know what my shirt means, but that day will come and it will be awesome. Jesse, we're going on a walk. Yes, yes, we're going on a walk. We're so excited. So I'm super hyped because my neighbor is letting me walk his dog, and I haven't walked a dog in a month, which doesn't seem that long, but it feels long. Jesse likes to run, Jesse likes to play, Jesse likes to sing in the sun all day. Woo, we're running! We're running! Look, they're watching whale videos. Wow. My good girl. Just good girl. So I'm making a pumfu hoagie. This is pumfu. It's pumpkin seed tofu. So I stopped eating soy last month. So this is such a great alternative. It's expensive, but I think in the coming months it will become more popular and they'll lower the price. I guess that makes sense. But it's super good. It's like my little special treat. So I'm having a pumfu hoagie with lettuce, tomato, avocado, and yes, of course, veganese. It's my heart, I have to be honest. But I'm gonna try to, this is like one of my only processed kind of vegan stuff that I eat. And then I have some split pea soup that I bought. So I just finished up a call and I ate my dinner and everything. And now I have a little fun night that I planned for myself. I'm gonna watch a nature documentary. I don't know which one, but if I don't find any, I'm just gonna watch Under an Arctic Sky, which is my favorite movie slash documentary slash video anything. It's like my favorite. And it's all about these surfers that go to Iceland and surf in the Arctic Ocean, and they surf under the Northern Lights, and it's just the most beautiful movie. It's so calming. So now that I'm talking about it, I'm probably just gonna watch it. So this is the documentary I ended up watching. It's a documentary about the PCT, a through hike in 2018. It was super good, and I recommend it to anyone who loves through hiking content like I do. But I just started this drawing of a building, and it's gonna have this is water right here, and it's gonna have all these ripples to like kind of distort the building in the reflection. But yeah, this was a pretty awesome day. I did a lot of beautiful things, and I conquered some low moments as well, and really came through stronger, which seems to be a theme for every day, really. And I also met another really fun girl today, which was really awesome because she was living in a van, which is definitely coming up for me, and the universe is affirming that by sending me more and more women that I see in the parking lot coming out of their van homes. So I feel very grateful for that, and it's just really enriching my life to a new level. So I'm gonna have my little coconut milk ice cream sandwich and I'm gonna have a nice fun night, keep it relaxing and prayerful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and really are feeling this flow that I'm creating in my life, and that I really kickstarted by just having a belief that I could start this journey from Philadelphia to Florida to who knows where next. So Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.